Most students see the thrill of victory and agony of defeat that comes up with rational um, studies like mathematics. And of course, this allowed racist teachers in the past to deliberately confuse and humiliate black students at will. And I can testify that it is done equally to white people, and if they are on the wrong side of the fence with regard to the power structure. So you have a situation where people are enculturated by experience to believe that there is light at the end of the tunnel in their academic struggles. And as a result of this, when something doesn't make any sense because of the imperial fornicators and dialectical UWism, they just simply say, well, wait and see. You will understand if you work at it. A good example of this is the braying of the crockery grower that she represents feminism. I grew up under an image of Hitler nuns, Hitler-esque nuns, a painting that was done in the 50s by a purported homosexual at Washington University in St. Louis. The image of the Hitler nuns or swastika girls is the coward Fripp and his sadist Eno Quisling sidekick like Goebbels would call the image of oppression from the feminine sex, was welded to the daughter of a woman who was abandoned from the Midwest by my father and whose own parents were distinguished citizens of Poplar Bluff, Missouri. An interesting target for the Jews in the city of Pittsburgh. Now, the idea of Hitler nuns can be seen as to conscript into the argument that the traffickers involved in hustling commit crimes that are off camera to get consent from the people who are on camera, for example, something that needs to be looked into. But we have backed off from our rule as investigators in favor of promoting a genocidal approach to something that Christians call the world's oldest profession. I don't know. I don't think that that should go in question. But many people who are concerned about the humanities appreciated this image that I think represents the psychology of resistance to stigma. A woman brought naked before a high court of men, probably all have used her. And she supposedly is the humiliated one. I think of that whenever the crockery grower attempts to humiliate me because I'm in that position. Unfortunately, you have to question those images because they come from the hand that was behind the attack on Pearl Harbor, and Diagoras' claim that Warhol represents the victims. This was in the Oswald diary. It's a Yoko O image hiding her ring finger. You know, she hasn't chosen who she's going to marry yet, and a mysterious bottle, a mysterious green bottle, Yoko O, that is. Okay, that's in the Oswald Diary edition of Life, and it's part of the semiotic that they advanced when supposedly rescuing their own victims in something that they laugh about. You know, laugh for the camera, Ichiro. Laugh for the camera. Good boy. Lick the lobe. Okay, there we go. Yeah, oh, they're protecting the symbol of life from the queer bait who wouldn't even conquer his own girlfriend, and thus proving the flip's freaked out idea that virginity proves rape. And who was behind all this but Houdini and the crockery grower? You see an image of Mark Chaplin caricaturing Jimmy Quiba in a Lord of the Flies image from Indonesia. So the real truth of the black man's whorehouse sit-in is that they're no better than George Wallace. who said segregation now, segregation forever, when what they mean is pussy bowl now, pussy bowl forever. And the idea of virginity and rape, or victory and revenge planning, comes up in the semiotics. So we see some of the peculiarities of how they gassed me in a place called King's Estate. My initial was put in the Star of David for their pornography institution. So we know some of the games that the pussy ballers in Black Lives Matters have pulled with hand in glove with Trump and Diagoras. In other words, black people were in on this imperial nastiness. But I promise to open your eyes to the lie that the Croker Agronic represents feminism. You see, this is a theory of feminism from academics, which in fact defends the dignity of women far more than Two Virgins Pussy Bowl, which is just spiteful miseducation from dialectical UW. And Broken Images holds forth the opposite of picturing a soul with no leak at the seams. That fragmented views is part of mature ability to discern what is appropriate and what is not appropriate for an audience that is being taught certain things. So Yoko Ono's condemnation is burning at the stake on feminists. You know, notice that Marilyn Monroe is being defended. When they pulled Oswald out of the theater, he was the lucky rabbit that's being put on display in that prior image of the courthouse. You know, pleading, you know, I didn't do anything that they didn't want me to do. Why are you burning me? But they have soothsay who say that the city itself was inherently Sodom. And we give these evil idiots the power of Hollywood when they were allied all along with Adolf Hitler. The parochial sniveler was always a sadist working with the monsters of the Reich. So there's nothing new except that they managed to get it to come to America and sell it. You know what you're seeing as well as I do. You're seeing the parochial sniveler at work. The parochial sniveler says, Jim McQueebate, it's only half a man.